Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Yassine Manai, Sales and Market Development Manager for Africa region. And I'll be presented today together with my colleague Shant Otukian, Senior Sales Manager for Middle East and Turkey, and Ritendra Vodar, Senior Application Engineer. In today's presentation, we'll cover 4 topics. We'll start first with an introduction to Shure. Shant will give you a background about our company. Then I'll speak about the common challenges in meeting spaces during a video call session. And Ritendra would be excited today to talk about Shure certified products for Teams, and he will demo the products. And last, we will finish with explanation of the Shure Audio Assessment Program for Teams channel partners. We would love to hear from you during today's presentation. If you have a question for us, please feel free to send it through the tab of Ask a Question, and we will be answering your questions at the end of the sessions. So without any further ado, I would like to kick things off by welcoming Shant.
Thanks, Yassine. Hello, everyone. My name is Shant, Senior Sales Manager here at Shure. I'll start my part with a short intro to Shure as a company and highlight key products throughout our long history. Then I'll hand over back to Yassine, where he'll share some interesting content with you. Most of you have seen this microphone. Some of you know it as the classic microphone, or maybe the Elvis microphone. But most of you might not know that this is actually a Shure microphone. Shure was established in 1925 by Mr. Sidney Shure as a radio component reseller company. After 7 years, in 1932, the first Shure microphone was born. Ever since, our product portfolio grew bigger and bigger, and today our microphones are used in every application from small event to massive concerts, meetings, and public speaking. Let's have a quick look at some of the highlights we had during the past 95 years. In 1939, the Model 55 was introduced to the market, which will become the famous classic microphone that we saw earlier. Fast forward a few years, we introduced the first wireless microphone ever into the market. Unfortunately, it was ahead of its time and the technology wasn't advanced enough to make this a successful product. But it was the doorway to what the technology is today. 1966 saw the birth of the SM58, which today is the world's most selling widely used microphone. In 1984, we launched our first teleconferencing system, the ST6000. In 2011, we launched the Accent wireless system with unmatched interference detection and avoidance technology and wireless robustness. Till date, this technology remains exclusive to us. Shure introduced Motive in 2015, a series of digital microphones specifically designed for highly portable plug-and-play audio capture through direct connection to any Apple iOS, Mac, or PC devices. 2016 saw the launch of our highly successful and award-winning MXA series of microphones, which revolutionized collaborative meeting spaces. 2017, Accent was reintroduced in digital, as well as the new lines of wired and wireless discussion system, MXC and MXCW. Between 2019 and 2020, we launched our ecosystem, a complete audio signal chain from microphone to DSP to loudspeaker. Now, why am I telling you all this? Because I want to highlight the fact that sound is our business. We have been manufacturing audio products since day one for 95 years. Our international reputation is built on 2 foundations, performance and reliability. Our emphasis is on maintaining high standards. This is the way it is, the way it has been, the way we will keep it. We come from the stage. Artists, performers, and public figures have been trusting Shure for over 95 years. We all rely on our microphones and audio solutions. It's the only method to get their voice and message across to their audience. In the last few years, Shure has put a lot of focus on systems products and created a reliable solution for corporate and education environment, amongst others. The same way that singers need perfect audio to make a living, or public figures need perfect audio to get support for their cause, corporations need reliable audio to effectively engage with their clients and teams. So why so many types of microphone? A microphone is a microphone and it should just work. Unfortunately, no. Like any project, you need the right tool to achieve a successful end result. Each application requires the right microphone for the job. And with that, I hand over to Yassine to talk about the challenges you might face in your application and how we can help you through those challenges. Thank you.
Thank you, Shant. Indeed, over 90 years, Shure came up with different microphones to serve a specific requirement for either a defined application or sound source. Before I speak about the challenges, please bear with me a few slides. I would like to refresh our memory with the major contributors for an optimum video conference design. When we design a system for a video conference room, there are elements to consider in order to meet the needs of the customer and his budget. It is something I would call it similar to unified process when you develop software. Unfortunately, in most of the projects, customers tend to ignore the first three elements shown here in this slide, which lead eventually to creating a discrepancy between the requirement and the audio or the full solution offered. For them, video is the most critical part, but the rest is secondary. When we design an AV solution for any conference room, we need to look at, first, room criteria. For example, whether the seating layout has a modular furniture or fixed table, the area must be configured properly so that each person in the room and the remote users that are logging in can see and hear everything being said and displayed. The acoustics should be considered along with the size of the room, and the ambient noise ratio should be low. The quieter the room, the better the sound quality of the equipment. The application here refers to the scenario that the room would accommodate. It could be a remote training or presentation, virtual meeting, or distance learning. Audio technology. If it can be seen, it needs to be heard. Video. The video equipment must be able to provide a clear image to all participants, which means the choice of the screen size should be determined based on the room criteria. In other words, the larger the room, the wider the screen you need. Customers understand that a 46-inch screen of a huddle room setup will not offer the image quality and clarity needed in a larger meeting space because they can perceive the difference. The same thing in audio. Customers should not expect a microphone meant for a small group of participants in a huddle room to deliver the same performance in medium and large meeting spaces with a higher number of participants. That is why the poor speech intelligibility starts to appear. And nowadays, the need for a flexible and scalable solution in meeting and learning spaces that accommodate multiple scenarios became very important due to the change or the dramatic change in trends, user behavior, and applications. Hence, the choice of the solution and its technology will play an important role to enhance or limit the way we learn, we meet, and we discuss. Speaking about the choice of technology in meeting spaces, we asked 51 IT managers from different sectors their feedback about an experience during a video call using their current setup in various meeting sizes. Let's have a look. This pie chart shows the size of the rooms managed by IT managers. They reported some technical challenges in the medium and large meeting rooms. Let's have a look on these problems. We look at the challenges that participants have encountered during a video call session. As you can see, 40% is related to video quality and image clarity. 14% represents the ease of connectivity. And 45% suffers the lack of voice intelligibility during a call. We asked them to describe these issues, and they reported the following. 43% of the time, participants receive complaints from the far end that their voice sounds like everyone is muttering or whispering, except for the few near the microphone. In fact, one of the end users mentioned that he needs to lean forward or come closer to a shared microphone every time just to make sure that his voice is being picked up. 35% of the time, feedback or clicking sound was a hindrance in continuing the video call. 8%, it sounds if a speaker is in it or no. 12%, they could not finish the call because they hear themselves echoing. This survey proves the importance of audio as much as the video in video conference application. Like any recipe, there are always some key ingredients. Let's have a look on the main audio requirement as per the customers. Customers are now more interested in optimizing the voice pickup coverage in new meeting setups, which most likely will look different with more space allocated between seats. Same thing with my colleague Sean here. Because COVID-19 has changed the way we use to conduct meetings, and social distancing in workplace and universities will last for a while before we go to normal again. Video conference solutions with no messy cabling and less hardware, customers always will ask for a simplified solution with no need for pulling cables and using audio mixers and amplifiers. Audio intelligibility. Remote attendees in any video conference application, who probably could be a coworker, a client, or a student, should be able to hear you and speak clearly without making an extra effort. Scalable and flexible solution for various room size and shape. The technology should not prevent you from adding more participants or hosting different seating scenarios. A system that companies can afford during the age of social distancing and remain efficient post-pandemic. Ease of install and configuration. My colleague Ritendra will show us a video that explains how fast and easy to configure a Shure ecosystem. Confidentiality of the data. Ritendra in his slides also will tell us more about the level of security that Shure offers. Before I hand over to my colleague Ritendra, let's have a quick look on the products that fulfill this requirement. As part of Shure's commitment to building the next generation of premium audio solutions that empower improved collaboration and workplace and help customers to meet the audio requirement mentioned earlier, a selected portfolio of Shure network system products are now certified Microsoft Teams. My colleague Ritendra now will take us through the products in question and the demo, and then I'll explain the Shure Audio Assessment Program we are offering to Teams channel partners. Please don't walk away. Over to you, Ritendra. Please take it away.
Thanks, Yassin. It's always great to hear you. I love the way you explained the challenge of current situation in VC world, especially when you mentioned microphone can't zoom in on the sound source. It sounds funny, but yeah, it's so true. Hello everyone, I'm Ritain, Senior Application Engineer from Shure MEA. I'll be your host to present our network solution. So without further ado, let's talk about our solution. When you run an AV conference call, you can have many issues like bandwidth, codec, video, meeting behavior issues, and most crucially, audio issue. Audio plays a very important role in a conference call. Imagine, in a call, if video fails, you can continue the meeting by having audio. But if audio fails, you can't run the conference just by video on a screen, right? We at Shure come from audio industry, and we would like to highlight how Shure can complement the audio for such conferencing environment. Starting with our first solution, as you can see, this is our table array microphone MXA310. It connects via a single Cat5e cable which is carrying control, audio, and power. Audio is via power is via PoE, control via TCP/IP, and you can use any third-party control system like Crestron, AMX, Extron, etc. Audio is Dante. Talking about Dante, it's a network audio, which is the most flexible audio protocol in industry right now. 310 carries 4 independent polar patterns, which are steerable and configurable. Regardless of seating arrangement and room ambience, this microphone fits well in all the meeting environment. This slide here is showing the example of 10-seater table. The table is covered by 2 MXA310. Depending on the room ambience, you can select the most appropriate polar pattern to cover these seats. On top, noisy room, you can have directional polar pattern like cardioid, supercardioid to reject unwanted noise. Below is an example of acoustically treated room. Having omnidirectional polar pattern can do the same job. As you know, most of the users are taking precautionary measures and avoiding social gathering. The beauty of this microphone is you can still maintain the social distancing without changing anything in configuration and physical placement. It makes this microphone to be used in any flexible environment. Now, if you don't want anything on table and want a neat and clean installation with the most intelligible audio pickup, we can offer our ceiling array microphone, MXA910. This microphone offers up to 8 independent lobes. Lobes are like a spotlight. You can steer it on any talker in the room. Lobe is also having 3 different sizes, narrow, medium, and wide. It helps to cover larger space with almost similar intelligibility. You can cover many talkers with one lobe too. The microphone comes with DSP built in, so it helps simplifying the installation. One of the cool features what I can talk about is autofocus technology. Autofocus technology continuously adjusts the lobe's position to pick up the voice of the talker, which assures the best pickup all the time. Another great feature is noise reduction. It offers great noise reduction to if the room is having higher ambient noise because of HVAC or projector fan, etc. When I heard for the first time, trust me, I was amazed experiencing the performance of built-in noise reduction for the very first time. Now let me explain how exactly our microphone works in real-life conference environment. Our MXA 910 offers IntelliMix technology, which is Shure patented technology. At the time of configuration, you assign the lobe position to the right seat, and these lobes are fixed there after that. This configuration of multiple channels with fixed position allows the AEC, which is acoustic echo cancellation, on the audio processor to perform their best because of the coverage is not moving the time. When the microphone is in use, the onboard IntelliMix technology activates the best channel for each talker with precision. It follows a talker around the room as he or she walks and activates multiple channels when multiple people talk simultaneously. By the way, I will demo the same during the audio demo session, so wait for it. In this slide, we are trying to show how exactly one MXA can easily cover up to 10 chairs with 8 lobes. Talking about current situation, same microphone can also maintain the social distancing without changing any configuration and physical placement. The mic is on ceiling, so it's out of the reach of user, so hygiene factor is also covered. In a real life, this is the future of meeting where everybody is going to maintain the distancing and intelligibility covered with our technology on ceiling, as shown over here. For medium and large space like training room setup, it's always recommended to have DSP to manage acoustic echo cancellation, noise reduction, and auto mixing. So we introduce our IntelliMix P300 DSP to complement our MXA microphone to give the best out of it. Like MXA, it's connected with single Cat5e to carry control, audio, and power. It offers 8 Dante input with IntelliMix DSP. We offer our own developed acoustic echo cancellation, noise reduction up to 18 dB, and IntelliMix automatic mixing. IntelliMix is our patent, which sounds great, and we are proud of offering such feature. Very simple installation, compact half rack size. You can mount under a table, behind the display, inside furniture. Bracket is included. We also offer optional rack tray, which is available, and you can connect to AV network, and it's powered by a PoE+. Now, let's talk about Teams certification. Suppose there is no control system in the room and you are on a conference call and you mute the microphone and the codec interface is still showing unmute. The far end can confuse that people are talking but no audio. Likewise, if you mute the microphone using the interface of soft codec and microphones are still showing unmuted locally, local audience can confuse seeing microphone unmuted and they will avoid discussing confidential stuff. It's happening because there is no sync between mic and soft codec. With P300, we came up with mute sync feature in partnership with soft codec like Microsoft Teams. It gives great user experience with best usability without adding any cost, as it's a part of Shure ecosystem. Now something new in our product portfolio. We know that the conference room of the future demands an end-to-end solution. So we came up with an innovative solution that completes the complete audio chain. A new Dante-enabled PoE network ceiling speaker. This is the Microflex MXN5WC. That old bulky amplifier for this speaker is gone, with Shure's new MXN5 network ceiling loudspeaker. Imagine that. Only a PoE switch connects all the endpoint devices and it's all software in the middle. Just imagine the possibilities. Our MXN5 offers Shure Designer System configuration software for easy setup and configuration. Designer is a software tool, as mentioned before, to configure our network solution. It offers clean design elements with subtly bent into drop ceiling environment, PoE Plus enabled, eliminating the need for an output amplifier. Offers Dante and AES67 network audio and enhanced for speech reproduction. Now, when we talk about audio on network, the common question is it secure? You know, to businesses and organizations all over the world, security is the top priority. The fact is that any endpoint, regardless of its value or complexity, is a security liability to the organization, customers, or innocent member of the public. An endpoint is any device that is connected to the network and sends or receives data. Endpoints are targeted in hacking attacks and exploited as a way to access other more important data on the network. Examples of endpoints includes Wi-Fi devices, printers, thermostats, and network audio systems for meetings. The same concerns applies to devices used for audio networking. While no network is completely secure, Shure's embedded security features can be combined with network security measures like device access control and network partitioning to create a multi-layered solution. Let's quickly review these security features. Shure Network Audio Encryption uses AES-256 to encrypt the audio signal over Dante between two Shure devices. Each device must have the same encryption passphrase to pass the audio. Also, the embedded device web applications can be password protected to ensure that only certain people have access to the app. These encryption and password protection makes the Shure solution the most secure devices on network. Now let's talk about a couple of room example. Over here in medium conference spaces, you can plan having MXA 310, Intel XP300 and our network ceiling speakers, all connected on network switch directly. No rack, no black box, nothing complicated, right? Soft codecs like Teams can run on PC and can be connected via USB on P300. Audio chain is complete. Isn't it amazing? For the larger conference spaces where you have more than 1310 and MXN5WC, our system offers a scalability. You can scale our systems from a small huddle room to the larger training room space. Still no rack. Everything is connected on network switch. That's it. Now, if you don't want anything on table, then having MXA 910 makes sense. Still no complexity. We say it's invisible audio solution. At the beginning, Yasin started with main requirement for audio and video conferencing solution. So let's wrap it up. It was mentioned that the customers will most likely interested in optimize the voice pickup coverage in new meeting setups, which most likely will look different with more space allocated between seats. Having 910 and 310 solve that. Video conferencing solution with no messy cabling and less hardware. Our network audio solution reduce the cabling and hardwares. Audio intelligibility. There is no doubt on audio intelligibility as we are sure. Well, if we talk technically, IntelliMix and DSP processing offer the best-in-class audio intelligibility. Smart and flexible solution for various room sizes and shape. Network solution, wide coverage area, and remote monitoring and control offer these. A system that companies can afford during the age of social distancing and remain efficient post the pandemic. Flexible lobe coverage, preset configuration, built-in DSP offered by Shure make our solution most efficient. Now, ease of installation and configuration. Our network solution is easy to install and designer simplify the configuration part. Now next, confidentiality of the data. Shure network solution offers AES-256-bit encryption. The data is secure on network. Now, I'll give a quick demonstration of our configuration software. We call it Shure Designer. Let's quickly have a look on how easy to configure our network audio solution. You'll be able to configure the system in 90 seconds. Wow, audio config in 90 seconds feels amazing. Have a look. Now over here, you need to create the project. You create the location depending on where you are working. And in a location, what exactly you need? You need microphone, you need audio processor, and you need the output device, which is network speaker. Now you drag and drop all these components and hit optimize. The system itself will optimize the audio and the configuration for these devices. Now, the next job is how to configure the coverage and how to define where exactly the microphone is going to be placed. So you add the image, you scale that image with our scaling tool in Designer, and image is going to be scaled. Now the microphone and speaker coverage is going to be as actual as it will be on site. Now you crop the image for your work area and then you just start configuring your lobe. So you can just wait and see over here, the microphone and the speakers, what you have placed there in routing page is here. Now these lobes are wider. So now you can fine tune the lobes, adjust the lobe to cover the talker positions, and your voice is going to be optimized. The microphone is going to be optimized for your voice. And then you place the speaker to the right location as per the room layout, and that's it. You're ready to go. The room is optimized, audio is configured, and that's all. It's so simple, 90 seconds and you're done with that. Yeah? And now, most awaited part of this webinar, audio demo. I have a surprise for you guys. Our whole presentation has been captured by the MXA 910 position in the center of the room. Allow me to demonstrate now. So here we go. Let me explain the setup a little. We have MXA 910 installed at ceiling. It is at 2.7 meter of height. The audio from MXA 910 is connected via Dante in P300, and the audio is going out to the conferencing codec. Right? We have 8 independent lobes assigned in this room. The room is U-shaped. Lobe number 6 is pointed on me. So right now what you're hearing is through lobe number 6 to my voice. Lobe number 1 is on my colleague Sean, and lobe number 2 is on Yassine. There are a couple of more lobes, what you can see here. Lobe number 3 and 4 are basically to cover the presenter area. So if in case somebody wants to walk and talk, that can be done because lobe will automatically sense from where the voice is coming in. There are other lobes like 5, 7, and 8 to cover other part of the room. Now, let me show you how exactly the microphone works. Just before that, one more thing, what I can mention, when you install this microphone at 3 meter, it covers up to 9 meter of coverage diameter. So it covers a wide area of, it offers wide area of coverage. Now, as mentioned before, we have our patented IntelliMix technology. So the first thing what I want to demonstrate, as I mentioned in my previous slide, it activates the correct channel. So right now, why you are hearing me from lobe number 6? Because I am sitting here and lobe number 6 on me. I'm going to ask my colleague, Sean, to speak, and you will see what happens.
Yes, so as Ritendra mentioned, I am in lobe number 1. As you can see, the steerable coverage offers a wide pickup range, which allows the talker to speak clearly. The same lobe can cover and capture the voice of multiple participants. You can also integrate it with camera systems and automate the tracking of the active speaker.
Great. As you can see, it was getting picked up by lobe number 1. Now, let me demonstrate the second part of IntelliMix, which is follows the talker. So I'm going to ask my colleague Yassine to speak and just walk in the presenter area. You will notice what happens.
Thank you, Ritendra. Indeed, the need of a hand-free microphone that follows the talkers during a meeting is very crucial. The MXA 910 will continuously search for a meeting participants using the autofocus engine, which will move the lobe up to 45 centimeters in any direction to keep that participants in the lobe. Therefore, you don't need to worry about user behavior during the meeting, and you can offer the teachers, the presenters, or any meeting participants the flexibility to move freely while talking. Thank you.
That's awesome. As you can see, the lobe was automatically shifting from 2 to 3 to 4. It is just because it follows the talker. It understands from where the voice is coming in. One more thing I discuss about autofocus technology. You must be noticing when I move, I go back, the lobe automatically adjusts to pick up my voice at the most intelligibility. Now, the third thing is allows multiple talker. So now for that, I'm going to ask my colleague Yassine to speak together. So you will see what happens.
From
Here we go. Yassine is getting picked up by lobe number 2 and I'm getting picked up by lobe number 6. So if the room is having discussion going on, it still works because the microphone is having capability to open more number of channels. Right now I have configured at maximum open channels to 2, so we both can talk. But if you want to have more than 2 talkers to talk together, you can set to 3. Worth mentioning one more thing here, priority. So if suppose the room is having a VIP, a special person, chairman, and you want to give more access to that gentleman, you can set the priority. So that can help picking up to him all the time. Yeah, so that's all about it. This is the demo of MXA 910. Now I'm going to demonstrate to MXA 310. For that, I'll change the preset. As said, we are using P300, so let me go through the P300 configuration page. For that, I'm going to go to Designer. There we go. So what you see here is the configuration schematic page of IntelliMix P300. Channel number 1 is picking up from MXA 910. Channel number 2 is with MXA 310. We have all the audio processing here like parametric EQ, acoustic echo cancellation, noise reduction, AGC, and finally 2 auto mixer. So right now you are hearing MXA 910. Let me change the preset. P300 offers up to 10 presets. So let me go there and select MXA 310 preset. Great. So the audio is coming from MXA 310 now. I believe you can notice the difference, but let me show you what exactly happens with 310. So this is the web GUI of MXA 310. There is one polar pattern assigned on me, which is polar pattern number 1. I have assigned supercardioid polar pattern because I am almost 2 meters of distance from the microphone, approx 1.5 to 2 meters. Likewise, Yasin is on polar pattern number 2, which is also supercardioid because of the distance. You can see in AutoMix page that if I am speaking, it is picking up from polar pattern number 1. And if I ask my colleague Yasin to speak,
this is how it sounds like, from lobe number 2 or position number 2.
Also, as we are having the live demo here, the polar pattern is steerable. So if I steer and remove the polar pattern from his position, now if Yasin speaks, you can notice the difference.
This is how it sounds like, from this position.
Yeah, and I'm gonna move that polar pattern back to Yasin.
This is how it sounds like, from the second position.
Awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed the demo guide. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you, Ratendra. So what is the Shure Audio Assessment Program? This program has been developed to Teams channel partners to offer the technical support at the designing phase and also in case of any complaint from your customers about audio quality in their meeting spaces, of course. Such free consultancy service is offered to Teams channel partners only. Let's have a quick look on the forum. So you start first with selecting what type of customers you're meeting. Second one, you select this meeting space. Please make sure that you put the size of the room. Second, you put there, how many rooms are equipped with microphones and speaker system, if there is any. Third, you tell us more about your meeting rooms or the room criteria. Fourth, how important are each of the following to the success of your virtual meeting? So please, you can select one of them or all. Number 5, what microphone and speaker system do you have if available? So it means if your customers has any existing microphone or a speaker system, please make sure to put that. Number 6, please describe, how the sound or the audio, sounds like in the meeting or during the video call. Number 7, what is the preference in mounting the microphone? And number 8, how do you prefer the support? Once you fill out the form, please make sure that you add your contact here and the Shure contact person. You have the sales manager's contact listed here for each region, for Middle East and Turkey, for Africa. Once you return the form with the required information to the respective sales manager, a Shure application engineer will help you either with a solution or recommendation to overcome the audio challenges or technical issues. On the other hand, if you are interested to learn more about network audio, Shure offers free training on its online platform. For more information on how to subscribe to the certification program, please contact Shure sales manager respective for your country requesting the access to the training, and he will guide you. Before I hand over to Barish for a Q&A session, I would like to share with you a testimonial video about the recent installation using the Shure certified Teams products. Thank you for your time.
Mohammed VI Polytechnic University is an institution dedicated to applied research and innovation in Africa. UM6P is engaged in unique partnerships with world-renowned universities all over the globe. Digital education is one of the pillars of UM6P. We want to adapt the class's environment to the constraint of the learner, and for that, digital delivery of courses plays an important role. We want to open our classes to remote learners and even remote teachers when needed. Lifelong learners, for example, due to their busy schedules, may often need to connect remotely to a class and yet have a seamless participation experience. We want also to enable all our students to access full recording of their classes as soon as the class is over. For both those scenarios, having a smart voice system that can efficiently track speakers and learners and ensure high-quality voice capture is crucial.
This is a modular classroom with multi-purpose usage, and we can change the layout and position of the seats depending on the number of users.
On a plusieurs scénarios, donc on peut utiliser la salle, c'est une salle modulaire qui pourrait être utilisée sur plusieurs scénarios, soit même on peut diviser la salle sur 3 si on veut. Qui a vraiment été demandé par le client, c'est 2 choses principaux. C'est la prise de son des questions des étudiants soit claire et que le son de l'extérieur ne sera pas capté. Donc c'est une captation par zone et la mobilité du professeur. Donc on a besoin que le professeur soit mobile et la captation de son soit homogène partout.
We want to be as free as we can and offer the flexibility to the professor. The professor needs to move freely, and we need to capture his voice irrespective of his position. For example, if he is in front of the students, then he starts moving at the back, and especially in a remote session, all the other participants that are not present within the session need to hear his voice as well.
Donc les lobes MX 910 est la solution sur mesure pour avoir une prise de voix correcte, fiable et modulaire grâce aux presets enregistrés.
So we have achieved the real interactive learning experience. So this means that we can have students within the classroom, but also we can have remote students participating to the same session. And the beauty is that we can perform recording and we can upload recording at the end.
Pour une intégration optimale avec le codec, nous avons utilisé le PERT 300 comme passerelle dentée analogique et processeur DSP pour les fonctions annulation d'écho et contrôle automatique du gain. La mobilité des intervenants est un point très important. Donc, grâce à la nouvelle mise à jour du MX 910, on a pu avoir des lobes dynamiques qui assurent un niveau optimal dans toute la salle.
The key success to this is the quality of the audio. So with the great user experience that we are achieving and the good audio quality that we are having in our recordings, we would definitely recommend using MX A910 IMX version in all our future deployments.